I'm Grace Mulatti. I'm a vascular surgeon from Brazil. I've been involved with aortic surgery for 10 years now. I run emergency department at my hospital, and we have a lot of graduate students and fellows and postgrad and a big staff. And I would love to see more of that Think Aorta coming to Brazil, so we can bring and we can talk about this need for awareness, not only at my hospital but everywhere in this huge country. Because Think Aorta, its brand and its message is it's something that really gets our attention, and its message that we need to make more diagnosis for aortic dissection. You need to be aware, because otherwise we will misdiagnosing people. And we were already seeing a lot of posters and banners and campaign going on. And I remember following some accounts, and I remember I followed already Think Aorta Global, and also Aortic Hope, Aortic Warriors, and also some doctors that were involved with aortic surgery as myself, Frank Arco and Ramesh Tripathi and Kim De La Cruz. Some of the doctors I was used to following and to sharing things and to talking with over social media. And then by March 2021, Gareth, which is the leader in UK, he was calling people on board. I remember he writing down. He wanted people from Latin America to join the campaign. There was no one in Latin America. And he was inviting people to send him a message, like, if you want to get involved, ask me how. And then I remember texting him and saying, hi, I'm a vascular surgeon from São Paulo, Brazil. I work with aorta for 10 years now. I work at a big hospital at a university where we teach graduate students, we have fellows, we have postgrads, and we do talk about aorta at my hospital. But Brazil is a very huge country, and I think it needs to go bigger. We need to talk more about it. And at the same time, a friend of mine, a dear friend of mine, which is André Brito, which is also a vascular surgeon from Salvador, he texted Gareth too. And then when Gareth wrote the emails, he was telling, he had already like a script we should follow to how to get Think Aorta going on in your country. And then we realized, without talking to each other, we had applied for the same thing at the same time. And then Gareth emailed both of us, and we have been talking about it for 6 months now. And we just launched the campaign, which is in Brazil is called Penseaorta, which is in Portuguese. And we just launched, it's been a week now, we have launched it, and we have had a lot of people supporting us. So the first people supporting us was a group of patients that had dissection, and they were already organized in a group called United for Dissection, something like this. And they were organized, but they didn't have no physicians on board or no events. They just started the movement, and they were like a group. But they had already about 400 people on Facebook. And they were aware there was this global campaign, and probably at that time they were too wondering, how can we get involved? How can we make this Brazilian group part of something bigger, something global? And then with social media again, one of the patients texted me, and she said, I saw you on the global meetup on April with people from the Think Aorta. We have this Brazilian group interested in engaging, in participating, getting involved. We need to talk about it. You have a lot of people backing you up. Let's talk about it. And we started talking about it ever since. So, and then our first line of discussion was to have their stories on board, because one of the things that is moving from this campaign is to have the patient stories on the center of the campaign. They're very important. They're moving. People can identify to it. People have someone in the family that had the same problem, or they had a late diagnosis, or they had some trouble getting diagnosed. So we gathered 8 texts. People wrote down their difficulties, their stories, and we had 8 patients writing stories down. And then with that on our hands, Andre and I went to the Brazilian Society of Vascular Surgery. And at the Brazilian Society of Vascular Surgery, they were very supportive, and they said, yes, let's bring it to Brazil. We'll help you. Let's see what can we do. We need to talk about it to our associates. So we wrote down some text for our main journal, for a regular monthly journal for the society. And we started talking with people from communication agency to get the word spread out. And we also had some funding at this time for producing some material and putting a website together. So now we have this website, which relates to the global campaign. We have the same colors, but we have the Brazilian face to it because of the patient stories. And we have a lot of sections going on in the website. We're going to have an event section, a blog sections, and educational opportunities, just like the Think Aorta website is now. So hopefully in the next months, we'll have a lot of things going on the website. You can download the poster, you can get involved, you can send an email, you can get in touch and involved. So we have had a lot of work. We've also needed some money to make t-shirts, make the website, and we have used the Brazilian Vascular Society to support us on that, because the society has some money, and then we have had the support of three interesting industries to make this first materials. And then we started talking to people on social media. And since we have had our official Twitter account and our official Instagram account, and then we started sharing pictures with the shirts, and we have had the hospital events, it's been crazy. People want to participate, people want to get involved, people want to wear the t-shirt, people want to give lessons about aortic dissection in their own hospital. People want to make events, awareness events, and I think it's not going to end by the end of this week, because now we don't have any more material. I have personally gone to mail things for many people, patients and doctors throughout the country, and Brazil is a very big country. And we have covered so far 30% of what people have been asking or queuing for shirts and for material and for making events in their own hospital. So everyone is very excited. We have had at this point some difficulty for bringing societies together. So because medical societies change every 2 or 3 years, So the people we're talking now won't be the people we're going to talk in the next 2 years. And we have all societies changing. So we do feel at this point, since we're just launched and we are still small, we do feel we have to have conversations all over again for the next month. So the thing will keep on going. So the message will keep on spreading and people will keep involved. And we also feel that it's been all in our own hands, like these 3 to 4 people who are involved and who are asking for support, for money, and doing things on their own. So now we need more people on board if we want to go bigger. If we want to go bigger, like an organization, or if you want the job to keep on smooth and good throughout the next generations and for all over the country. And so far, we've had 2 big hospital events, one at Salvador, with a patient participating and people from the ICU, cardiologists. It's been our first event. It was very, very good. People participated, and we have had 2 days ago another event in São Paulo in a very big hospital with people also participating, students from the med school. And this week we're having the 3rd event of this first series of events. As we didn't have much material or much time, we decided to make these 3 first events in hospitals so people can see and people can imagine doing that in their own hospitals. And we have now about other 5 hospitals already listed for other events. So as I said, probably the month is going to end, but since we have a shortage of material, when we have more, people will make their own events in other hospitals too. And we have until now 2 invitations for participation, for presenting the campaign in local symposiums, big local symposiums, and hopefully we'll have more. This symposium participation, I think, is the first line for us to educational opportunities, to talk about educational opportunities. We can have educational opportunities not only at our own hospitals, but also at meetings, symposiums, gatherings, at med schools. It's very important. Brazil has a lot of med schools, and I can see we lecturing, not only we, but everyone that is involved with the campaign, lecturing about it with patients and with doctors, why we need to talk, why we need to raise awareness for aortic dissection, so we can make more diagnoses and we can have people being transferred to their big centers, referral centers, cardiovascular centers, so that people won't waste time on small hospitals when they need to have a surgery done, for example. So I think these educational opportunities will be our very next step when we have other societies backing us up as well as cardiovascular surgeons, radiology societies, anesthesiologists, emergencies. When we have them all together, we can have a lot of different sites of educational and learning and opportunities for people around the country. So I think we're going to go big, and this is good. We're very excited. We need more people on board working with us if you want to go big, as I imagine now. And but we need to be bright, we need to have hope, and and we need to trust that people will get involved and make it big as it should be here in Brazil. We feel that we have at this point to have a lot of conversations if you want to go official, and with this, not only with this actual board, with the next boards, and don't let political differences interfere in the main goal of the campaign. That is raising the awareness for aortic dissection. And we know at this point we're going to have a lot of support from patients and from society and from physicians, from individuals. But if we want to have the organization support, that's going to demand us a lot of work and a lot of conversation, and we're getting ready for that now. We think for Brazil, that Brazil is a big country, and by the last 2 weeks, we've seen so much people very excited, very motivated. So I do hope and I do feel we can go bigger. We can talk about aortic dissection all over the country. We can make people more aware. We can give lectures. We can teach. We can learn. We have a lot of opportunities ahead of us. And by this time, we have, me and Andre and everyone that's involved, we have the dream that people will keep getting involved, will keep getting on board. And this is not going to be just a trend or just something people talk about it for a month, a year. We want people to talk about aortic diseases and dissection mainly all over the year, and make it natural, make it visceral, make it something that really matters. So this is the message I have to give to you, and I thank you for the opportunity of being here today. And I do hope we can talk more about our winnings and also about our challenges in the future, and keep on going and keep on united together. Thank you.